full screen for that. That's the vertical cancel. And this should be the horizontal. There we go. That's what I needed to do. I forgot that step. All right, now I remember the steps. It's been a little minute. I gotta talk to y'all for a second. Now let me start up my joint so I can see chat. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. Because I need to talk to y'all for a second too. I really need to talk to y'all for a second too. Okay, connected to a tool. Doing that right there. Just testing on my chats real quick, making sure everything is working. Okay, try. That one worked. Okay, I can't have all the chats pulled up at once, but I gotta have enough of them. All right. So, first things first, I gotta mention. Oh wait, let me turn on this light so y'all. That's the first thing I should be worried about mentioning out this bitch. After I turn down these damn settings on this browser. RAM limiter, yes sir. CPU limiter, yes sir. We don't need these previews up. No sir. Whatever, long as it's working. Don't fight it. Alright. Now, first thing I want to say is on my, oh shit, I never picked the go live button, that's why. You're live. Wait, hold up. That one's live. That's the one that starts with a G. And this is the one that starts with a S. There we go. Okay, so first thing I want to do is say my OG original YouTube account, because of its email, is currently inaccessible. Now, I'm not saying it'll be inaccessible for the foreseeable future, but my old Gmail, my Gmail with my original account got hacked into. I'm fighting hard to get it back, and I'm not gonna speak too much on it, but it got hacked into. So I encourage y'all, if y'all see any weird activity, behavior, details, anything on my OG account that I don't catch, make sure you tweet it to me, or like tweet it to me on Twitter, or DM it to me on IG. My original Discord account, also inaccessible. So if in the near future, you see me create a new server, that will be the new permanent server that we use to access my to access me, basically. With that being said, we're gonna talk about our regularly scheduled programming. And first, I believe we got a feel-good story. Where is it? Definitely not that. No, it's not that. Not that. Definitely not that. Alright, there we go. So first thing we got as a feel-good story for... First thing we got as a fun little feel-good story. Apparently, Marvel Rivals doesn't want to beat the allegations. They want to be a part of the allegations. Marvel Rivals was already basically a gun game where you could walk around, you know, shoot people as pun or whatever. But Marvel Rivals is officially a gun and ball game. Let me repeat myself. Excuse me. Marvel Rivals is officially a 100% verifiably, indisputably a gun and ball game. Let's look at the trailer. They got Cap playing with balls now. Ooh, that nigga got a free throw on his ass. America's ass got a free throw on it. He's doing free throws in all three costumes. Ugly ass costume, classic costume, and classic 2099 costume. Woo! Gun and ball game. You say you want me to try. You say you want me to try a different game. You said you want me to try a game that offers a new experience that could never be experienced before. That could never be experienced. You said you want me to try a new game that could never be experienced before through other mediums. Ball, gun, gun, ball, gun. I'm telling you, nigga, there's a nigga that was scared to play Marvel Rivals because they have no ball in it, just jerking their meat to America's ass while he's playing with balls. Like, oh my god, I can't wait to play with balls on the hoop as Captain America. Luka Doncic, however you pronounce that shit. Luka, move over. Steph, move over. Curry, Rogers. Gun and ball. Anyway, that's the first feel-good story because even though I started it off with some sad news about my personal own self, we got a motherfucking shocker coming in today. Indie Game Awards stripped players Q at Expedition 33 butt-ass naked so that they could search them and revoke their Game of the Year award over generative AI. So apparently the devs said that some placeholder textures had to be patched out after slipping through the quality assurance process. Now, first thing I want to state is I'm not 100% against AI, but I'm not 100% for AI either. Let me get into detail and explain. So, I'm a person, I believe that anything that's designed to be a tool can be used as a tool if used properly. Now, I'm not 100% against AI art. I'm behind using it to replace things. So, for example, if you're saying, why hire an artist when I can use AI art? And that's supposed to just be the final product. You're saying, oh, I'm making a poster. Why hire a graphic designer to make a poster when I could just make me a party flyer? Like, for them people, nah, that's not what I fuck with. But for stuff like placeholder textures where you just need something, and if you didn't have a placeholder texture there, it would just be a stick figure and just throwing it in there just so you have a visual and stuff like that. I'm okay with that as long as you're not trying to pass it through for the final product. As long as a human is touching a process and being a significant part of the process and you're not using it to replace artists, I've always said it can be used as a placeholder tool. I've always said that. I've always had that stance. Now, you also have to understand that there's going to be a lot of people that dislike your game off rip, and I think you should be like, if you use any type of AI or anything in your game, you should have to disclose that. Any type of generative AI, you should have to disclose that. Because again, we're not talking about AI like that controls NPCs and logic trees. No, when we're talking about AI, we're talking about stuff like LLMs and generative artificial intelligence based art. Now we're gonna read into this a bit more for detail, but from what I'm hearing, to me personally, it doesn't sound problematic, but I want to see if they're coming at the problem from an angle that I'm not seeing, and they have their own reason as to why they wanted to take this award away. So let's read on. Fresh Sandfall Interactive's record-breaking RPG launched with some placeholder textures built with Gen AI. The developer patched them out 5 days after release, insisting they made the cut by mistake. This went under the radar until recently when comments from Sandfall co-founder and co-producer reemerged. Speaking to El País for an article published in July, they said, "We use some AI, but not much. The key is that we were very clear about what we wanted to do and what to invest in." Oh wait, that's the wrong music. And what we wanted to invest in. And of course, technology has allowed us to do things that were unthinkable a short time ago. Unreal Engine's 5 tools and assets have been very impactful in improving in graphics, gameplay, and cinematics. So, I don't think I need to read much further, read too much deeper into it. Nigga said broad daylight, yeah. We use AI in our game, but as some placeholder stuff. And what they're saying is 5 days after the game came out, it got patched out. So clearly, like he said, that slipped through the cracks, and they didn't mean for that shit to come out in the day one release. I don't know what exactly the texture that they're talking about is. I would have to see it, but still, I don't have a problem with this. I want to find out why the Indie Game Awards thought it was a problem with this. Oh, here we go. Here's a quote here. Vinkel later adjusted backlash and has promised an AMA to answer questions from fans. Had one game of the year, the Indie Game Awards said. The Indie Game Awards have a hard stance on the use of generative AI throughout the nomination process and during the ceremony itself. When it was submitted for consideration, a representative of Sandfall Interactive agreed that no generative AI was used in the development of Clear Obscure Expedition 33. Well, there it is right there. Basically, the nigga lied. He said we didn't use any generative AI. So why is it day one y'all had to drop a patch to get rid of generative AI assets? I would disqualify your ass too for being a liar. I can't even blame them or get mad at them because they asked you a simple question. You gave a simple answer that simply wasn't true, and they said, "Give me that motherfucking award back." You know how in that episode of the Boondocks where there was a lethal interjection dude that was disagreeing with Thugnificent, and Thugnificent snatched the nigga chain? That's what they did. They walked up to that nigga. They said, "Give me this motherfucking award, oh hook ass nigga. That's where the door is at. Go ahead and walk out it." There's something you agreed to and you broke the agreement. I don't think there's much deeper to look into. Art and production on the day. This does disqualify 33 from its nomination. While the assets in question were patched out and it was a wonderful game, it does go against the regulations we have in place. As a result, they took it away. They already gave them the awards and they took them bitches away. Hold on. Let me drink some water. I need this fan on it, bitch. So I need my hydration. I need my moisture. I don't want to be talking to y'all with dry lips. I was gonna read through this article, but I gotta take Push Square off my list because this website, I don't know. Wait, I'll see if they got like let me see if they got like a dark mode, light mode type thing going on, like a button where I can use to switch it. Some websites will have that at like the bottom of the page or something. Nope, we're not using that. I think I have one more thing about Expedition 33. Expedition 33 explains how studio experimented with AI, but didn't like it. Now, in a previous statement, because I don't give a fuck how good the game is, I gotta call you out. In the previous statement we seen, y'all said y'all didn't use any AI in the development of Expedition 33. But now we got headlines saying how you experimented with it but didn't like it. Now, I don't know if you understand what any means, but in this situation, you lied. How did you experiment with AI? Wait, hold on. Clear as day, you lied. And this headline proves it, because in your previous quote, they asked you, hey, was any generative AI used in a production process of this game at all? You said, no, we ain't. What? Us use what? We use what now? Generative AI? We would never. So why you out here explaining how y'all experimented with it but didn't like it? Y'all are a new studio. Y'all only have one game under your belt. So if you experimented with it on a game and you didn't like it, that only leaves Expedition 33 to be the game you experimented on it with. And you said you didn't use any generative AI. So like Kendrick said, nigga, you lied. It is what it is. Y'all got disqualified and y'all got y'all chain snatched. Y'all got y'all Game of the Year chain snatched. But let's read further and see if there's any further context I need or that I'm missing. Yeah, we're aware of what's been going on with Divinity Director and statements about AI use explained that in response to a question about the studio's use of generative AI and how it will be used in the future. I can say, starts the sentence off with but when you could have just said, I can say everything in the game is human made. When AI first really came out in 2022, we'd already started on the game. It was just a new tool. We tried it and we didn't like it at all. It felt wrong. We had originally used it as placeholder for textures we missed, but we took it out as soon as we found out. You told the nigga you didn't use AI in the dev process at all, but here you are saying we tried it and we didn't like it at all. We felt wrong. We had originally used it as a placeholder for textures we missed, but we took it out as soon as we found out. Yet the game shipped with some of those very same AI textures in the 1.0 that you had to patch out. I can't get mad at them for taking your award away. Broad daylight, clear as day, nigga, you lied. We don't even need to read no further. It is what it is. Into some Grand Theft Auto news. And more Gunball Gamer news. Going to have real... Wait, is that the... I thought it was more to it, to the title. What the fuck? GTX... Basically, Greg Residorf, one of the ex-leaders or current... ex-Call of Duty boss, thinks that GTA 6 is going to be a real problem for Warzone. Now, what he's talking about is he's saying that as soon as Call of Duty comes out, a quality 60, 70, however many dollar game comes out, all these free-to-play gun and ball games are going to be in trouble because people are going to buy and play Grand Theft Auto and play the fuck out of it because they don't give a fuck whether it's good or bad. They've been waiting so long for it. Everybody's going to play it, and day one when it comes out, everybody's either going to pull down their pants and shit in unison or pull down their pants so that they don't soil it nothing in unison. Following a couple of delays, Rockstar's upcoming game is scheduled to launch on the 19th of November 2020. Blah, 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 nigga. GTA 6 could draw players away from Warzone and other free-to-play games. Which, again, like I said, I heavily agree with that because a lot of people who game casually play free-to-play games. And I'm not saying that there's anything 100% right or wrong about free-to-play games. What I am saying, though, is that people who are just into gaming because it's cool, it's the cool thing to do, they typically, like I always say, those people who are social gamers play the same 4 to 5 games. Now, it's popular to call these niggas gun and ball gamers, but if you go back and check the paperwork, I've been talking about these niggas for mad long. Niggas play the same 5 games. Niggas that buy less than 5 fucking games a year. They're talking about them niggas. The less than 5 games a year niggas, ball and gun gamers, same fucking people. GTA, during an interview with blah blah blah, Greg Residor, former multiplayer creative director at Sledgehammer Games, weighed in on the impact GTA 6 could have on the industry. Specifically, according to him, games similar to Call of Duty Warzone are going to have real trouble. Yeah, stuff like Fortnite is gonna see all those games like Fortnite and all that stuff is gonna see a big ass dip, because I feel two ways about this. So yes, all those games definitely feel like the first week of Grand Theft Auto, 100% of gaming will see a dip. But when it comes to people who are more hardcore gamers like me, for example, I play other things as well. Like, I don't just play Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty, you know, those type of things. I also play stuff like, I don't fucking know, random games you never heard of, like Angeline Era. I also play Dispatch. Even if I'm not gonna beat it, I also played Expedition 33. I also play Marvel Rivals. So I play a variety of different games. So I'm not gonna sit here and tell you when Grand Theft Auto comes out, I won't be playing it. Like, no, I'm not trying to be different. But what I will say is that there's a certain audience of people who are going to play those games regardless. So the way it's being framed right here is like all those games are gonna go to 15 players. No, they're probably gonna lose, let's say, if it has 10,000 players on the server, 5,000. And then within a week, those 5,000 will be just bouncing back and forth between Grand Theft Auto and whatever other free-to-play game. Like, to me, it's not that deep. It's very, very simple. I don't think we really need to read any further, because what I want to talk about is how there's an ex-Rockstar developer saying GTA 6 can't... Wait, hold up. I need a dramatic music for this. There's a GTA 6 can't be delayed more and won't miss a November 2026 release date, according to an ex-Rockstar developer. I had to do the corny ass face real quick. But according to this headline, this Rockstar developer is saying, look, I'm gonna give y'all a little scoop of raisins on the situation. They can't delay Grand Theft Auto 6. They over there in a studio shaking in their boots, crapping their pants. They just got fucking homemade diapers on because they're crapping themselves so much. They can't afford to not drop Grand Theft Auto 6. And I'm here to say, if you think this headline is true, you live in a very sad reality. This is one of the most anticipated pieces of media of all media history. And I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to dick ride for the straight, dick ride for the gay. This is one of the most anticipated pieces of media of all media. That's not a joke. That's not an exaggeration. Niggas will wait for Grand Theft Auto a little while longer. Niggas will have anxiety attacks about when Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out for a little bit longer. Because again, one of the most anticipated pieces of media in all of media history. I'm talking more anticipated than the most anticipated comic book, movie, TV show, cartoon, most anticipated media of all time. They can drop this game whenever the fuck they want and niggas still gonna buy it. But let's keep going. Now, that's not to say that, just to be clear, that's not to say that they... What are these blacks doing? Oh, they're just talking. But again, this is not to say that Grand Theft Auto that they could drop this game in 2040 and niggas will still be hyped. I say at max, Rockstar has till 2030. After 2030, because like, you know, we're in that awkward part of the console cycle where we in between a PS5 and a PS6. So after about 2030, I'll give them some grace, because the PlayStation 6 is allegedly supposed to be coming out 2027, 2026. Maybe 2030. But after that, niggas don't care. It's gonna be 3 whole gaming generations with no new Grand Theft Auto. Niggas will not care. Everybody got their limits, and once you reach them, that's it. But former Rockstar dev explains why GTA 6 won't miss November. If I know Rockstar Games and I know the guys over there, one of the reasons for the delay in releasing GTA 6 is because they're trying to make it look as best as it possibly can be. They're polishing stuff. I don't think they're completely finished with the game, given how much is on the line and how big everyone's expectations are for it. Let me highlight that. Now, the reason why I think Grand Theft Auto 6 is taking so long to come out has nothing to do with graphical fidelity and everything to do with both on... Wait a minute. Okay, so back to what I was saying. The reason why I think let me rerun this instrumental back. The reason why I think Grand Theft Auto is taking so long to come out isn't because they're trying to make sure you can see every pore on a nigga's face. They don't give a fuck about that. If they did, this game wouldn't be coming to console. It'd only be coming to PC, and it'd only be able to run if you had a 50 series GPU. The reason why I think they're delaying Grand Theft Auto 6 so much is because of two specific reasons. One, they're trying to make sure that the online content day one when it comes out is fucking amazing, superior. They're trying to make sure that when they get that initial first boom, that first boost of players, that them niggas is satisfied, them niggas is happy, them niggas is just in a euphoric state when they get a hold of that online day one, because the online in Grand Theft Auto is the real money maker. Then I'll say the second thing is making sure that on a technical aspect the game works. First is the quality of content. Second is making sure that the game runs at 60 FPS on console, making sure that there's no crazy glitches where you cut on the game and it's bricking your PlayStation, is killing your CPU, stuff like that. Then is the graphics in terms of importance. So yeah, he doesn't want them to delay. Nigga probably got stocks in the company. We don't really give a fuck about that. But yeah, y'all pretty much get what I'm saying. And I was gonna talk about how they wanted a GTA Tokyo, but you niggas ain't buy Sleeping Dogs, so you wouldn't have bought a Grand Theft Auto Tokyo. Nobody gives a fuck. Now, something I kind of wanted to talk about is the video you're going to see above me. The AI slop you're going to see above me is just that. 100% AI slop, as you can read in the tweet above. Now, what I want to talk about... Okay, now let me re-say that part because I had to start the instrumental. The AI slop you're about to see above me is just that. AI slop. I've watched a good portion of it already, and it's fucking AI slop. It 100% undeniably 100% AI slop. But what I want to talk about is the tweet above the AI slop. Now, this is just a whole bunch of hogwash. AI is great. Oh my God. Sucking on the AI dick. But what I wanted to talk about is how Seth M. Sherwood retweeted that original tweet and said, "This post and comments highlight my fear of AI. I don't think it will ever be able to create better than an actual human, period. Full stop. The problem, most people are so media illiterate now and lacking in taste that they think the ability to hold you for 10 seconds counts as quality." He cooked. He cooked. Now, I'm not going to play the audio for the video. Well, I'm going to play a bit of the audio for the video. "100% AI made. Keep that in mind."
What is that?
Are those helicopters?
What are they flying towards?
That's all you really need to hear. That's all you really need to hear, honestly. Now, what I wanted to talk about is the whole media illiteracy aspect of his statement, because I feel like that's very true to a scary extent, because a lot of people don't actively understand the concept of what literacy is. So let me break it down to you. Being literate is not just being able to look at a piece of paper and say, the cat walked across the street. It's being able to process, what did the cat do? It walked. Where did it walk? To the other side of the street. Why was the cat walking in the street? Because it wanted to get to the other side. That's a part of media literacy that a lot of people don't actively understand and actively realize. And that's the part that scares me. Because recently, when it comes to media literacy, I've been seeing a lot of conversations surrounding it that honestly scare the dog shit out of me. Especially people talking about things like different anime like One Piece and Dragon Ball, saying that they're not political. Like, hey buddy, I don't know if you know this, but Dragon Ball is a very political anime that asks the question, can a genocidal maniac be forgiven? Because newsflash, Frieza is supposed to be a parallel of the mustache guy. You know, the one that was trapping people in gas chambers and killing them en masse because of racism? Yeah. It's supposed to ask, could a dude like that be redeemed? And that dude, Frieza, over the course of the show, did things to try and redeem himself. Even if not all of it was 100% him doing it because he wanted to, he redeemed himself. And there's other stuff in there, but I feel like that's the easiest to understand one. And you can even apply the same story to Vegeta, because Vegeta was doing the same shit as Frieza, just for less time. So if Frieza was doing it for 100 years, Vegeta was doing it for 20, 30. Big fucking shocker, big difference. Now, the reason why I say this scares me is because every day I'm seeing more and more TikToks about how these babies can't read and teachers is quitting because motherfuckers is having anxiety attacks when you tell them, hey, you just gotta write one paragraph, 6 sentences. No chat GPT. Oh, no chat GPT. You're so cruel. Ah, and like stuff like that scares me, because it's like, yo, how are you prompting the AI if you're scared to write over a sentence? What? You niggas is prompting AI with 1 and 2 sentences? You niggas is prompting AI by going write essay about and then copy paste? We're doomed if that's the case. We're fucking doomed, my nigga. Now, I'm gonna make sure I clarify this. Not every one of the little nigglets that's coming up is like that, but it's a scary amount to where it is definitely noticeable. And like that, those are my thoughts and things I wanted to say about that topic before we move on. One of my current problems with the gaming industry right now is everybody wants everyone to stay on every game for fucking ever, because capitalism would prefer if you keep playing my piece of shit game for 1,000,000, quintillion, 100 fucking billion hours. And I don't like that personally. Me, I'm a person, I want to get to the end of a game. Not every game needs to have 50 plus hours of playtime. Some of the best and greatest games of all time will give you like 20 to 15 hours of playtime, because the story, the experience ends and you're satisfied. Like, games that go on forever is like, imagine you're committing adultery with a fine looking young woman that's hopefully black, because we don't play in the snow over here. And you just and you just fucking the shit out of her. You got her over there in all types of positions. You hitting her with a You got her. Oh shit. You doing that? You got her in the air. You talk about some You doing your thing, right? She doing her thing. But imagine in that process, you just keep going and going and going, and y'all fucking for 5 hours straight. Nobody's coming closer to ejaculating. Nobody's coming closer to an orgasmic finish. You just try numb dicking it out. That shit would be real aggravating, right? That's what it feels like to play one of these games that never fucking end, that just have shit all over the map, and you have to do half the shit on the map to be able to progress properly in the story. I fucking hate that in games, and we really need to stop that. Let me fix my light a little bit before I keep talking. That dog, my shit down. My shit straight up fell. My shit shot. Timberland. Hey yo, Jalil Beats. Fuck at me. And you be yelling, he's some hot nigga. Okay. Now, we're going to read a bit further into this article. But like I said, not every game needs to be 100,000 hours. And damn sure not every game needs to be 600 hours. Like, if it's any game that I don't want to play for 600 hours, it's fucking Fallout. I'm sorry. I love Fallout, but 600 hours of Fallout is just something that I can't do. Nigga, I would go crazy. I'd be breaking my motherfucking Legos trying to beat 600 hours of Fallout. Bitch, I will be watching the conclusion to the story on YouTube. I'm not playing this game for 600 hours. Please quit that shit, game developers. I want to read more into the quote though. In an interview with Game Informer, probably Todd Howard's stupid ass. It's been 7 years since 76 and a decade since the last main entry. New game is all like Bethesda are mostly next. However, it won't hit the shelves. New studio design director. Excuse me. Wow. This dumb shit wasn't said by Todd. Clap it up. But in an interview with Game Informer, he said that he wants to in an interview with Game Informer, he said he wants to give fans a story that they can get into in systems that they love, and really just an experience that they play not for 20 hours and not for 100 hours, but an experience they can play for 200, 300, 600 hours. Don't no game need to require 600 hours of gameplay. Now, there are certain games that can give you those levels of gameplay and replayability, something like a Marvel Rivals, something like a Fallout 4 when you start introducing mods into the mix. But trying to make a 600-hour game, half of that game is just gonna be you padding shit. Even with games like Baldur's Gate, where if you do 4 or 5 playthroughs, you're gonna have like 300-400 hours. That game has a fucking mountain of content. But at the same time, they don't require you to do all that shit to finish the game. Dear game developers, niggas don't want to be on the same game for 200 plus hours. No, you can't convince me otherwise. Dear game developers, we want our motherfucking games to end. We don't want our games to go to the end of time. I said, dear game developers, we want our games to end. We don't want our games to last to the end of goddamn time. Nigga, I want to be on my deathbed and be able to name the games I beat and say every game I've touched. With this shit, I won't be able to. Fallout 4 story can be beaten in around 30 hours if you mainline, but a completionist run takes closer to 200 hours altogether. This is what it should be like. The main story of the game should be, a good 10-15 hours, but if you want to do all the side content, then the time starts racking up. And even with a game like Fallout 4, it's been a very long time since I played Fallout 4, but I remember a lot of the side content in that game just being a bunch of fucking fetch quests where they tell you, take item from point A to B. No, they tell you, walk from point A to B, fight a couple raiders on the way, get this item, take it back from point B to C, then you go get told at point Z, fuck you, don't take this to me, take this to them, then you go over there and give it to them. A bunch of dumbass fetch quests. Don't nobody need 200 hours of that shit. Then you got another 30 hours of just clearing out camps. Then you got another 500 hours of you just walking the Mojave Desert trying to trigger random encounters. No, we don't need that, nigga. We don't need that. Even Skyrim, which turns 14 years old this year, still has a solid community that is constantly trying out new ways to play. So it's not usual for Bethesda games to be packed full of content. In the same interview, he also made it clear that while he wants Fallout 5 to be familiar to fans of the old games, it's important to move with the times, adding, "That would be my hope going forward. Keep doing what we've done, releasing broken fucking games that the community has to fix for you, and also to evolve in a way that breaks literally every single last mod that actually fixes the game that we refuse to fucking fix. That is where the industry has gone and where players have gone, so you're not stuck in the past. To that part of his statement, I'll just give a big shoulder shrug and I guess, bro. I guess, bro. If that's what you want to believe, that's what you want to believe. This one I more so wanted to highlight. Actually, I'll throw that bitch back here because I forgot push square. You can't read none of the fucking articles on there. I saw this trailer for Gears of War Delta online, and I wanted to highlight it on stream and watch it and see what it's talking about. Alright, Delta Online is coming. Apparently there's a Gears of War 3 mod with PC support. Now, I don't know if it's via emulator or the PC version. Additional horde modes. Okay, they add in content into the game that previously wasn't accessible. Squad deathmatch, 2v2. Did they say 2v2 Nasher fight? Because I'm not gonna lie, if that's what they... Ooh! 2v2 with the Nashers? Pull up on me and pump it out. Let's see what happened. A lot of you niggas can't survive Nasher fights. Y'all niggas gonna try and wall bounce your way out of this shit. Nope. Nope. When I head tap you, let's see what happened. Packed with content, 100 playable characters, 100 weapon skins per starting weapon, lots of additional maps and modes. They feeding the streets out this bitch. I love to see it. They feeding the motherfucking streets out this bitch. Ultra wide monitor support. Okay, they're making it more and more accessible as they can. Expanded map collection over 60 PV. Wait, damn nigga, let me read. Over 60 PvP/PvE maps and 10 maps for 2v2 modes. Okay, so they not only added in all the content from the previous games, they're putting in new content too. Oh, including community made content. There you go. Oh, I love this fucking map. I don't remember what mode it was, but this is one of the first maps in like video games that showed me what good map design looks like, because I remember this map being very amazingly designed. Increased amounts of customization on options, video settings, key bindings, and mouse options, additional controller settings. Alright. Revamped UI with full keyboard and mouse support. Yeah, because that is one complaint I had about the definitive edition, war edition, reloaded, whatever the fuck it's called. The UI in that game, that shit is still stuck in 2009, just like its netcode. And ode to the Gears of War franchise. Yeah. And we thank you, nigga. I'm gonna definitely subscribe and keep up with this, like more so for my personal, but like this just looks cool. It's for entertainment purposes only. This is not a remaster. This is an unofficial version. There is no download link. Enjoy the video. Bitch. You's a bitch. Well, when they come out with the download version, I'll definitely like walk back on this and talk about it again. But yeah. Oh shit, I should have had this side by side with the other motherfucking video. But reason why I wanted to bring this video up, do what it do and talk about this video, is because recently anime is not political is a debate I've been... Wait, hold up. Let me start my music. Anime is not political is a recent debate I've been seeing happening a lot, and it really scares me for the future because most of your favorite anime are political. Most famous example, Dragon Ball. Like I was saying earlier, Dragon Ball is a story about redemption. Now, I know some of y'all haven't made this parallel because y'all haven't thought about it, but Dragon Ball, Frieza is supposed to be a parallel to the Mustache Man, and a story that includes parts of his redemption arc and asking the very tough question: can people who are the worst of the worst, genocidal maniacs that kill people relentlessly with no remorse, be forgiven? A lot of your favorite anime are political, whether you accept and or realize that or not. And a lot of the people who are toxic individuals in the anime community watch anime that tell them not to do the specific things that they're doing. Like, a lot of anime talk about how you shouldn't bully people, but niggas will still bully people and say, my favorite anime is such and such. Niggas will bully somebody from being intelligent and then watch Dr. Stone. Anyway, I just wanted to watch this video and go back and forth because I've seen it already, but I wanted to go back and forth and talk about it and what my thoughts and reflections on what he's saying are.
Type ads is the reason why pop culture communities nowadays are extremely the lack of Toonami type ads is the reason why pop culture communities nowadays are extremely toxic. Well,
I 100% agree with that, because if y'all didn't watch Toonami, back in the day, Toonami used to have these ad bumps and adverts where basically they would say different social messages, like, for example, hey, it's not cool to bully people. Be yourself. Don't ever let nobody put you down. A lot of people who are younger kids watching stuff like Naruto, all they see is a bunch of people going like this and fighting, but they don't really understand the philosophy and deeper meanings and ideas behind that stuff, because all they see is ninjas on a cartoon. If there's nobody showing them what this is about and breaking it down for them, like an older brother type figure, they're not gonna get it. Again, they're gonna think fucking, they're gonna think that shows like One Piece are non-political, where it's like, no, One Piece is a show about saying fuck the government.
well, not completely, but it is a factor. If you don't know what Toonami is, it was an animated programming block on Cartoon Network and Adult Swim that aired cartoons and anime from the late 90s to the early 2000s. And during those blocks, Toonami
still on to this day.
By Steve.
Toonami, by the way, y'all, Toonami is still on the air to this day. I know that because I still watch it every Saturday night.
And Tom dropped these short narrations between ad breaks and show transitions. He talked about the themes, the messages, and real-world takeaways from the shows we were watching. These topics range from teamwork to how anger can affect someone in a negative and positive way, brains versus brawn, the struggles of growing up, friendship, bullying, perseverance. I'm talking about everything. There's a whole playlist.
There was a lot of themes and a lot of different shows. I remember, and myself in specific, my more recent favorite one was during 2020, where the whole George Floyd thing was going on. There was a Toonami advert where he was saying, hey, look, we stand with the BLM movement and we stand with equality for all. And the nigga basically flexed on niggas and said, hey, we've been saying everybody deserves to be equal. Everybody deserves to be free. And that everybody deserves to get respect. But we don't have no problem saying it one more time for the new people that's here that didn't see those messages that we had previously. And like, being a racist anime fan is crazy. Niggas will watch Dragon Ball Z and say, I hate immigrants. What the fuck you think Goku is? Goku, guys, I don't know if you know this, but until Goku was grown, he never had an ID. He never had a social security number or whatever Japan's version of a social security number was. This nigga was a literal undocumented alien for most of his life. And the only reason they let that nigga slide is because he saved the world. But niggas will watch Dragon Ball and say, oh, I hate immigrants. Your favorite character in all the media is a fucking immigrant, dickhead.
Playlist on YouTube showing some of the ads that.
But you know, let's not forget. Dragon Ball Z isn't about Dragon Ball Z isn't political. It's just a show about space karate niggas going powering up, and their hair gets real spiky and they do cool shit. They do aerial spinning, flying backflip kicks. That's what Dragon Ball is about. Let's not forget that, guys.
That used to air on Toonami. They encourage their viewers, young or old, to think, to stay positive, and to always look on the brighter side. Fast forward to today, cartoon and anime services still have ads, but they're only to get people to buy more stuff. It's pure consumerism mixed with AI SLOP.
I like the fact that he called that out too, because one thing I thought about while watching this is that bumpers are a lost art because every ad nowadays has to get its point across in 5 seconds and be highly skippable. So doing anti-bullying, anti-gun violence, be a kind person type bumpers don't really exist anymore. Like one of my earliest memories watching TV in terms of bumpers that really made me like be not an asshole is I remember there was a bumper with Wanda Sykes where she was breaking down why you shouldn't just call random things you don't like gay. Let me see if I can find it. Wanda. I don't remember how to say her. Okay. Thank you, Google. Gay bumper. Yeah, here we go. I remember the fit.
Check out this chef, right? Right? It's so gay. It's really gay. Look at those tans. Check
Us not having forced ad space on TV and every ad being skippable killed the art of bumpers.
Right? It's so gay. It's really gay. Look at those tans.
Please don't say that.
What?
Don't say that something is gay when you mean that something is dumb or stupid. It's insulting.
Facts.
It's like if I thought this pepper shaker was stupid and I said, man, and this pepper shaker is so 16-year-old boy with a cheesy mustache. Just saying. When you say that's so gay, do you realize what you say?
Hell no. And another element to it is some people have fucked up ideologies that they don't know is fucked up because nobody ever confronted them and said, hey, what you're saying is bad and what you're saying is wrong. And when you're used to seeing something wrong and bad be done and nobody ever tells you that is wrong or bad, you start to believe that it's your God-given right to do that thing when it's like, no, that's not the case. You don't have the God-given right to do anything wrong to anyone. But if nobody ever challenges you, if nobody ever challenges your thinking and say, hey, what you're doing right now is dead motherfucking wrong, you're not going to know any better. How would you? Now, that don't give you free reign to keep doing the dumb shit, but I'm saying stuff like Toonami, bumpers like that are kind of a lost and dead art because like he said, now ads are just a bunch of AI slop and just buy. Like bumpers don't exist anymore because they can't.
And if you want no ads, you pay top dollar. The problem isn't the ads because that's what ads are for, but there's nothing meaningful within the ads themselves. No substance, no lessons, just non-stop promotion. Now, ego and pride has filled these pop culture communities that Toonami fought so hard to prevent.
And another thing about what he's saying, a lot of ads nowadays are more low quality because you're not forced to watch them. Like before 2015 when all this streaming service stuff and watching stuff on YouTube got popular, nigga, if an ad played, you had to wait 30 seconds for that ad spot to finish. Like, yeah, you could go get up and go to the bathroom and pee and stuff like that. But if you didn't have nothing you had to do and get up and do while you was watching the TV, you sat there and you watched those bumpers. And that's why I said I seen bumpers like the Wanda Sykes don't say that something is gay bumper when I was really, really little. That's how like I grew up not saying an F slur to everything and saying, yo, nigga, fuck you, that's gay. Like I just knew better when I was younger because again, if nobody ever challenges your thinking, you're going to start to think that it's a God-given right to be a fucked up individual.
I'm not saying they weren't toxic back then, but just not to this degree. We got people in the comic book space talking about comics are for everybody, but ego and talk shit behind people's backs. They ridicule others because they have more knowledge than them. They make fun of people for things that they can't control, and simply don't make the comic book space inviting at all, despite the act they put on for their cameras of being a nice person. The cosplay community has people who are tone deaf to harsh topics regarding people of color cosplaying, masking their bigotry and racism in accuracy to the characters.
Hold on. Let me run that back because I want to talk about that.
They ridicule others because they have more knowledge than them. They make fun of people for things that they can't control, and simply don't make the comic book space inviting at all, despite the act they put on for their cameras of being a nice person. The cosplay community has people who are tone deaf to harsh topics regarding people of color cosplaying, masking their bigotry and racism in accuracy to the character.
One thing I want to say about that whole your cosplay is not accurate shit is Don't you find it funny whenever a black woman dresses up as Bulma, it's a problem, but when a white woman dresses up as Bulma, it's not a problem? Now, that's not the shade the white woman. That's the shade the people who have a problem with one and not the other. Because last time I checked, Bulma's a Japanese woman. Neither one of them motherfuckers was doing an accurate cosplay. But you know, they're going to tell that person to end their own life until they actually do it. Rest in peace to that girl. But I'm just saying, you ever notice that?
Characters, by the way, making fun of people's race, saying things like people of color should only cosplay people of the same race and ethnicity, and just
You should cosplay Mr. Popo. You should cosplay Bobo.
spreading negativity all around due to a costume and a character. The Star Wars community is in a league of its own. I don't even want to speak.
I don't know who the
fuck
fuck that is.
Who get paid to trigger people across all platforms, which spreads more divide than unity. Gamers have always been openly racist to each other. And then there's the anime community. People,
yeah, heavy on that. Gamers have always been racist to each other. Point. Let me run that back.
A costume and a character. The Star Wars community is in a league of its own. I don't even want to speak on it. And then we have the grifters who get paid to trigger people across all platforms, which spreads more divide than unity. Gamers have always been openly racist to each other. And then there's the anime.
Yeah, I want to address that too. Heavy on that. It's a lot of people that are seeing It's a lot of people that see these recent incidents of large gaming creators grifting into the alt-right pipeline, blah, blah, blah. And a lot of people saying, yo, where has this energy came from? Nigga, did you have a headset and Xbox Live during the original Xbox era, during the Xbox 360 era, during the Xbox One era? All these racist, weirdo, cave dweller ass takes that are infiltrating the gaming community and this whole go woke, go broke thing is not a new thing. It's always been there. It's just maybe you was 5 when you heard yourself get called the N-word on Xbox Live for the first time. So you didn't really fully process what was going on. But them gaming grifters that are in that little alt-right, ultra-conservative, women don't deserve rights in the vote and blah, blah, blah pipeline, them niggas was always here. Them niggas was the weirdos that we never identified with. Them niggas is the reason why niggas like me used to fight hard to never be labeled a gamer. Because to me, gamer and weirdo were the same word, and it took me a while to detach weirdo from gamer. There's weirdos that game, but gamers aren't weirdos automatically. Motherfucking bars, nigga.
Basic conversation regarding a manga or an anime, power systems, or debate without people's feelings getting hurt that lead to people saying things and acting in ways that are beyond apology. But back when Toonami was people's main way of consuming media, people felt more inviting and kind. They used their pain and their struggles for positivity because those 1-minute clips from Tom taught us that we are all human and we all deserve to be treated like one. If you were in the geek space and Toonami had an impact on you, comment that below. Also,
another thing wait, hold up. Let me stop on Toonami.
If you were a teen or adult during Toonami, feelings getting hurt that lead to people saying things and acting in ways that are beyond apology. But back when Toonami was people's main way of consuming media.
Another thing I want to also add is when Toonami was out, it was in an era where it was way harder. What the fuck? Whatever. When Toonami was out, it was in an era where it's way harder to find another anime fan. So when you found another person who watched anime, you didn't question anything about their morals and their political stances and positions or anything like that. You just went, oh, cool. You watched Dead Man Wonderland too? Oh, you're in the middle of it? What part are you at so I don't spoil anything? Like, you was just hyped to meet somebody else that liked the same thing that you like because that wasn't a common occurrence. Now that it's a common occurrence, more people are realizing and separating the idea of being a fan of something like anime or video games from being one of those fucking racist weirdo trolls in the corner. Get your black ass off my game! How do you have internet, you welfare clean black? Like, them niggas is weirdos in the corner over there that we ridicule. Just because a nigga plays Street Fighter, that don't mean that they're afraid of women. That just means that they play Street Fighter. Are there people who play Street Fighter who are afraid of the soap to water combo and afraid of the kindness to another human being combo? Yes. But is that every Street Fighter player? No. Some niggas know different combo routes. But yeah, that's most of what I want to say on that. Also, what I want to do is get some water. And I gotta say I told you so. I thought I swig this water real quick. Now, the other day when I was talking about WB, I said WB, the reason why, all right, Hogwarts Legacy 2 is gonna have a competitive mode, probably. And the reason why this is a problem, and also an I told you so moment, is because the last time I talked about the whole Netflix Warner Brothers purchase situation, I said that Netflix doesn't care about the gaming part of the division of WB because they don't have any live service slot. And the number one example I gave is, are you niggas ready to see PvP multiplayer fucking Wizard 101 Hogwarts Legacy 2? Hogwarts Legacy 2 job listing hints at competitive multiplayer. It looks like they believe that I'm wrong and that if niggas wanted to play Wizard 101, they would go play Wizard 101. I have no problem admitting when I'm wrong about something, but at the same time, I'm also right because I predicted this. The original Hogwarts Legacy became one of 2023, blah, 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 blah. Warner Bros. Listing seeks a senior back-end software engineer to help build a new online multiplayer RPG. The position emphasizes back-end systems and blah, blah, blah. Fans have long wanted features like PvP dueling and full Quidditch matches. I don't know about PvP dueling and Harry Potter. That seems kind of fucking boring. But Quidditch matches and Harry Potter are very, very cool. It's a very, very cool idea. But wait. You niggas don't actually want Quidditch matches in Call of Duty. You niggas don't actually want Quidditch matches in Hogwarts Legacy. Oh, you don't know why I'm saying that? Let me show you something. Last year, a game named Harry Potter Quidditch Champions released. Let's look at the Steam charts and see how many people are playing this game. 36. 24-hour peak of 68, all-time peak 15 months ago, and 2024 of 6,000 people. There's a whole Quidditch game that exists. Nobody bought it. Nobody played it. You niggas don't want a Quidditch game. You don't. One exists. It's still active. It's still around. It has pretty decent reviews. I played it. It's a pretty decent game. None of you niggas that say you want a Quidditch game fucking play it. So you niggas really don't want a Quidditch game at all. Don't give me that shit. Don't give me that shit. Now, as for the updates section of the stream, where I go over a couple quick articles real quick, fast, and in a hurry before I hop back in the game, hop back in the game, hop back in the game. And the game we're hopping back into today will be Dispatch. I may do some Angeline era, but I'm kind of want to like get Dispatch done with, so I'm gonna do like 2 episodes a day every day for the rest of the week. But episodic sensation Dispatch will be eligible for the Game Awards in 2026. I just wanted to say I'm happy. Real quick, the reason why I'm happy that it'll be eligible for the 2026 awards is because Dispatch was a really great game that I think came out at a time where like it came out at the worst possible time, because Dispatch did get a fair amount of shine, but it was also heavily, and when I say heavily, nigga, I mean heavily overshined by Expedition 33. Now, I'm not saying Expedition 33 is a bad game. I'm not saying niggas was dick riding Expedition 33. It deserved everything it won. But I feel like Dispatch deserved a lot more shine than it got, but it just came out at the worst possible fucking time. Because, like, nigga, coming out next to Expedition 33, you're not getting a motherfucking thing at all, nigga. You ain't winning shit. you ain't getting shit. You ain't finna have not a motherfucking thing. Because, like I said, genuinely, Expedition 33 deserved every single award it was eligible for and every single award that it got. So I'm glad that it'll be eligible next year, but that's no guarantee that niggas will actually keep it in consideration next year. Why did I want to bring this up? I genuinely don't remember why I wanted to. Oh, I wanted to bring this up because South of Midnight, I feel like it was snubbed heavily for best, not at least a nomination of best gaming soundtrack of the year. Now, I'm not gonna go so far as to say that it's solely because it mainly stars a black woman, but I feel like some of the promotion of this game was muddied up by the whole niggas shitting on this game unprovoked for no fucking reason with no real incentive or anything like that. Like, I feel like that's a really, really, really big reason as to why this game got snubbed and dubbed. And if you haven't listened to this soundtrack of this game, I would recommend getting this game and playing it with all parts of my heart. Even if you're not a black person, even if you're not a black person that can relate to the Southern American experience, I would still say get this game, play this game. Is wonderful. Or at least at minimum, go back and watch my playthrough of it, because this is truly a wonderful game. Oh wait, no, wrong button. It's truly a wonderful game, and every chance I get to give it its flowers, I will. This one, very quick. 007 First Light gets delayed from like February of next year to like May. Don't give a fuck when the original date is. It comes out in May now. If you have a PSN and or PlayStation account, make sure you got everything. Make sure you got everything in order, and also be wary that there's a fatal security flaw in Sony systems currently where PSN accounts can be hacked even if they're protected by 2FA and all that other shit. So when it comes to your PlayStation accounts, keep vigilant. Don't forget what Lizard Squad did in 2013 with the PS4. Keep very vigilant. I'm not gonna go too well. Actually, I'm gonna skim through it and see if they have any solutions. Update. Confirm that the fatal flaw in security systems lies with how account ownership is verified. Hackers managed to hack the journalist's PSN account twice using a transaction number, which was access proof of account ownership, a number that was obtained via a screenshot shared by the account's owner. Procedure is obviously flawed, and not only because no other data was requested to provide proof of ownership, but also because the consecutive requests related to the same account did not raise suspicion. Hopefully, now that the issue has been raised, Sony will improve their support procedures. Okay, cool. So basically, it's because their process for verifying ownership of the account is pretty bad, which hurts a little hard right now. But I'm just praying to God that I get that fucking account back. And why in the fuck news? Attack on Titan is now in Rainbow Six Siege. Why? Like, I don't know about you, but if I want to play a realistic military sim type game, I don't want to be running into a fucking armored Titan in Mikasa, my nigga. That's just me. What the fuck is this? This game is losing its identity in favor of just adding fucking collab slop into their game. Like, one thing I pray is that shooters stop being collab slop. Also, chat, I got dispatch working. Why is it saying connect my encoder? What's going on? What's going on? Oh, it's lagging. It's lagging. It's lagging. Don't touch anything. Don't touch anything. Don't touch anything. Okay, let me make sure both streams are up. Excellent. Okay, we at 4 to excellent. 4 to excellent. All right. Shout out YouTube. Shout out YouTube. Okay, that's cool. No, that's coolio. Thanks. There we go. All right, cool. Let's lower the table. Pray nothing messes up, and then get started on dispatch. I just pray that I'm able to get this fucking account. Please. Please.